Stopping the nuclear launch, rescuing the hostages, it was all just a diversion.
A diversion?
The Pentagon only needed for you to come into contact with us. That's what killed the Arms Tech president and decoy Octopus.
You don't mean...
That's right. You were sent here to kill us so they could retrieve Metal Gear undamaged, along with the bodies of the Genome soldiers. From the beginning, the Pentagon was just using you as a vector to spread Fox dye.
Snake, I can't allow Naomi to make any more unauthorized transmissions.
What?
Naomi's been removed from this operation.
What happened to Naomi? What did she mean when she said that Fox Dye was a part of this operation? Colonel, let me talk to her.
I won't. She's under arrest.
Colonel, you double-crossed me.
Snake, there's no time for that. Right now, your job is to stop Metal Gear.
Gordon Fox is more dangerous than a jackal.
Finally, the truth comes out. You and Liquid are not Big Boss's twin sons, you're his clones. According to Liquid's source of information, Solid Snake was given all of Big Boss's dominant traits, and he the recessive. This revelation seems to have cursed Liquid with an inferiority complex.
I got all of the recessive genes! You took everything from me before I was even born!
To prove that he is the true heir to Big Boss's legacy, and to surpass the father that he's spent a lifetime despising, Liquid remains committed to killing his brother and returning the world order to a time when soldiers were honored. Liquid hates that in today's world, real warriors are little more than secret tools to be used for the glory of politicians. That war itself as a concept has merged with that of peace. That most people around the world have no respect or admiration for killers such as himself. Liquid was created, quite literally, for a world that no longer exists. Rather than become the obedient dog of war the modern world requires, he hopes to reverse this change and bring honor and chaos to a world gone soft.
You can't fight your genes, it's fate. All living things are born for the sole purpose of passing on their parents' genes. That's why I'll follow what my genes tell me. And then I'm going to go beyond, in order to break the curse of my heritage. And to do that, first, I will kill you.
But Liquid isn't the only threat, unfortunately.
The Secretary of Defense heard that Naomi double-crossed us, and he's worried about Fox Dye. Now that there's no more danger of a nuclear strike from Metal Gear, he's going to do whatever's necessary to cover up the truth of what really happened here.
With Rex disabled, Secretary of Defense Jim Hausman has decided to vaporize all evidence of what went on by attacking Shadow Moses with a nuclear strike of his own. Fortunately, Campbell resolves to prevent this strike. He was manipulated by the higher-ups for the last time. Yet, Hausman, it seems, holds all the cards.
He's been placed under arrest for leaking top-secret information, and for the crime of high treason. You two are an embarrassment from the 1970s. Our country's dirty little secret. You can't be allowed to live. Well, the bombs will be dropping soon, and you two have a lot of catching up to do.
There's no way out for us. Let's finish this before the airstrike.
To force Snake into hand-to-hand combat, Liquid reveals his leverage. Meryl and some explosives. If you want to save Meryl or yourself, you'll have to give Liquid what he wants.
How about you, Snake?
The close quarters combat, or CQC, bout with Liquid recalls the Grey Fox fight from earlier, except here you have very little room to maneuver, falling off the side until certain death, and apparently Liquid's managed to rig the bomb to explode upon Meryl's flatlining. So both in terms of time and space, this final encounter is tense as hell. This is one of the clearest examples of how MGS1 synthesizes story and gameplay. It may have aged poorly, but upon release, the sequence felt as though Liquid was somehow directly contacting you through the controller. This is when the clunky controls actually work. In fact, the inability to really master unarmed combat is part of the experience, much like it was in the era's Resident Evil games. Once Liquid's finally bested, Snake and Meryl reunite, assuming you didn't cave to Ocelot's shocking interrogation.
Snake! Oh, you're alive! Thank God!
Meryl.
But the real tearjerker moment comes when Snake calls Otacon for the last time.
Unlocking the security doors is difficult work. Only I can do it.
Otacon.
Don't worry. I'm staying here. It's my own decision.
Otacon. This is a hardened shelter, but they're going to use a surface-piercing nuclear bomb. It won't hold.
I'm through regretting the past. Life isn't all about loss, you know. Snake, I'm a complete person now. I've found a reason to live.
Having finished grieving for his unrequited love, Otacon's found a reason to exist. Yet, ironically, tragically, this newfound appreciation for life is precisely what leads him to stay behind and secure your escape, even though the impending nuclear strike makes this certain death. Yet some bastards' deaths are more certain than others, it seems, despite seeming to die twice now at least. It's Liquid who shows up behind you on your way back to the surface. It seems he really is Big Boss's equal, at least in terms of their shared proclivity for refusing to go to hell. Even after a rough crash, upon reaching the ground level, Liquid's about as unkillable as the Terminator.
Uh-oh. Snake!
It's only with the unexpected activation of the virus that he finally seems to reach game over for good. That's one imminent danger neutralized, but what about the Secretary of Defense's stealth bombers? They're nowhere in sight, and soon enough you learn why.
The Secretary of Defense has been arrested. Early retirement.
Arrested?
I was able to get into contact with the President. Metal Gear, the training exercise, all of it. It was all the Secretary of Defense acting alone.
Campbell went over Hausman's head directly to the President himself. Now, Campbell assures you,
once again, I have complete authority over this operation.
But with Hausman's words ringing in your ears, you wonder if he wasn't right about Campbell fooling himself.
He truly believed that he was in command of this operation.
Either way, the colonels made the necessary steps to ensure nobody in the DIA or NSA will come running to eliminate you and Meryl as the last traces of the Shadow Moses incident. And anyway, you aren't the last traces. Ocelot managed to get his hand on the test data disk before everything went tits up. Legally dead, but feeling more alive inside than ever, Snake prepares to begin a new life, maybe one at Meryl's side. But first, we're shown that what we think gives our lives meaning doesn't have to be true, as long as it has true meaning for us.
Snake, it's me.
Naomi.
I heard about my brother.
I'm sorry. But he had one last message he wanted to say to you.
What?
He told me to tell you to forget about him and to go on with your own life.
Frankie said that?
Yeah. He also said he'll always love you. Naomi, your brother just saved you, me, and the whole world.
Snake's lie gives Naomi a way to hold on to illusions about Frank, while Naomi's omission gives Snake a way to live without the inevitability of death by Foxdie hanging over him.
Naomi, Liquid died from Foxdie too. What about me? When am I gonna go?
That's up to you.
What do you mean?
Everybody dies when their time is up.
Yeah, so when's mine up?
It's up to you how you use the time left to you. Live, Snake. That's all I can say to you.
It doesn't really matter so much if we're bound by fate or by consequences of our free will, by genes, memes, or something in between. What matters most about life is that we actually live it.
Alaska has never looked more beautiful. The sky, the sea, the caribou, and most of all,